right. Hello. Melissa here. We are live with Magic Money, or almost live. Facebook likes to take a minute. All right, perfect. Okay, so we are here live with Magic Money, and I we are Magic Money. So just to clarify, I come live, talk about Magic Money, put it on my YouTube channel, or you can be listening on the podcast, or you're watching live on my Facebook. But in addition to this, I have a membership where we get to have a playground with money. We get to celebrate money. We get to talk about money without the fear of people bullying us, because people do bully people with money. In fact, it's the safest thing that you can bully people on is people who make money. Other types of bullying is not okay, but if people have money, you're definitely allowed to bully them. Is something that I've noticed as I am uncovering my own money beliefs, because ultimately whatever we believe to be true becomes true in our lives. So if you believe it to be true that you, for instance, you can only make money if you hurt or scam people, then and you're a good person, and so you make yourself feel better by saying things like, well, Jeff Bezos hurts people and that's how he got rich, and I don't ever want to hurt people, and then you have this subconscious belief that you can never make money because you believe that only making money happens when you hurt people or whatever. But digging into those beliefs has been paramount, huge for me to be able to shift my beliefs about money. And so one of the beliefs that I dug into, or that I came to discover, is how much we love to bully people who make money or make fun of people who have money. I've seen it in mom groups, especially. One woman posted about throwing a birthday party for her kid, and she had talked about wanting to save money because she had already spent thousands of dollars somewhere else on the birthday party. And there was a good chunk of women who came on there and were like, oh my God, like, you spent that much on your kid's party. Like, you're overdoing it. Your kid's going to be spoiled. Like, they had all these reasons and beliefs. And all of it was to justify that they felt poorly about themselves, that they either didn't have enough money to spend on their kid, or they're justifying that they had a much, like, whatever it was. Like, if you have something negative to say about what someone else chooses to do with your money, you're doing it ultimately to make yourself feel better, because you hold some judgment or some belief that them spending their money like that was wrong or bad. And we've got to let that go. We got to allow people to spend the money however they want to spend money, and not make a judgment about what people do with their money. Otherwise, we are judging ourselves and preventing ourselves from being able to make money. So this is Magic Money, where I go live and it's free on the YouTube channel, eventually a podcast of some sort. But we do have a membership. So if you want a playground for money, if you want to be able to celebrate money, talk about big money, you want to rub shoulders with people who are making large sums of money, that's what the Magic Money membership is for. And you can get on that at melissamaydillon.com. And at 6 o'clock tonight, so in about 30 minutes, we are going to have a Q&A where they actually can come on video. We can chit chat. We can talk about money. We have some really great, powerful conversations in there all around money. And I'm super excited about that. That is happening at 6. But I wanted to come on and talk about some magic money moves this week. Lots of things have happened this past week in terms of money. We have spent thousands of dollars on airline tickets for different people in the family, for our own airline tickets. We bought a van. We bought a $40,000 van. So many crazy things have been happening with money. And one of the things I made kind of an accidental purchase in some sense. When we went to go buy the van, we were in a small town, and we were right next to the downtown area, and they had these cute little shops. They had a little boutique, and I was like, oh, that's a cute store. I want to go in there. And without thinking about it, about what I was spending, because I really do want to be a person where I can spend money without worrying if there's enough money to be spent. Because, like, how often do we go somewhere or we do something and it's like, well, I can't buy that because I don't have enough money, or I can't do that because I don't have enough money, or I may have enough money, but it would take away from something else that I need money for. And I want to be in a place where I can just swipe my card without a worry, knowing that there's plenty enough money for the thing that I want and plenty enough money for the other things I want, and that me making a purchase on this thing will not hinder me in any form or fashion. That's the level of richness, of money wealth, that I want to have an experience within my life. And you only get there by doing it. So, like, David and I will have fun at restaurants sometimes, where we will just order whatever we want, multiple things on the menu. I like to have leftovers anyway. So, like, we went to this German restaurant shortly after the baby was born, and there was like so many incredible dishes I wanted to try. And I know that we're not going to come back there very often because it was like a 2 hour drive from where we were even staying. So I was like, I want to order like all these items on the menu. I want to take a bite of every single one, and then I want to take the rest home for leftovers. And we had some amazing leftovers. And we'll order everything without adding up what it cost or worrying about what it costs. And then we make guesses about how much the receipt's going to be, and how much is it, how much is the menu, all the things we ordered. And that's one of the games that David and I play. Well, I'm kind of like been working on that mindset for everything. I kind of have that with grocery shopping. I don't worry. I know what kind of groceries I want. I don't really think about, do I need to buy this bigger item or do I need a smaller item because it's less expensive? I just pretty much buy whatever I need when I go groceries. But I haven't quite done that with other stuff. So when we were walking around this little downtown area, went into this little boutique store, we're walking around, the baby picks up this like stuffed animal. She's chewing on it. She really loves it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this little dog for her. And then I was looking around at like different purses because I've been using this little change purse right here. So it is literally the size of a debit card. And I put all my little cards in there. And I've been using it since I went on Belize. So see, it says Belize. I bought this off of the side of the road. They have a lot of handcrafters down there, and they all sell it to the tourists and stuff. And Belize has been the trip that has utterly changed my life. I went December of 2021. And in January of 2020, I started my insurance exam queen business, built my multiple six-figure company, heading into the seven-figure company at this point. And so Belize has utterly changed my life, but it's beginning to fall apart. The zipper is beginning to come out on this side. The stitching is coming out, and it's been a little bit frustrating to keep both cash and my cards in there. So I was looking for something else. But I hate big things. I like small things, but I also need a lot of like card slots for all the cards that I have. And so we were walking around and I saw this little guy, and I really loved how it kept the same. The strap is very similar to the Belize, so it kind of had that aspect to it. And then I love me some gold, bling, bling, bling. And I like how it had all the cards laid out. And then my favorite thing that I fell in love with, that it says, make today ridiculously awesome. And additionally, let me show you. Let me grab this real quick. I put this on my mirror so I can look at it every day when I get ready. So a tag on the bag says, everything you need is inside of you. The rest is in the bag. I'm like, this is exactly the type of energy that I want to have. Make today ridiculously awesome, shiny, bright gold, colorful, and then this tag, sold me. What I failed to do was to look at the price tag. And I didn't look at the price tag of the little puppy dog that baby Melissa had gotten. I didn't look at the price tag of the purse. And I went up to the counter and I rang it up. And it all rang up as to $245 for a purse and a stuffed animal. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I know there's money on the card. I know I can spend this. It was definitely more than I anticipated. Like I was kind of, I don't know that I've ever spent that much money on a purse, to be honest. I'm not a person who likes these fancy name brand type, things. Other than I used to have this huge fetish for Kathy Van Zeeland purses, but I always got them at Ross for like $30, So I've never spent that amount of money on a purse. And I was like, at that point, I wasn't about to just not purchase it because one, I had more than enough money to pay for it, and I really did want it. But I did for a second question, like, oh shoot. But the thing I failed to look at was on the other side of the price tag, where this bag is actually $195. So I did not expect that it would be that much. And if I had looked at the price tag, I would not have bought it. I wouldn't have bought the stuffed animal either if I had looked at the price tag. Not looking at the price tag, I did choose to buy these items. And even after it rang up, I still chose to buy the items because I wasn't about to back out at that point. And I always trust that the universe is teaching me a lesson. So I wanted these things, and I wasn't about to change my mind. And I can't tell you how good I feel carrying this purse around. And I love how it easily holds It easily holds my cash in there. Look at, we got some cash. There's some money magic in there. Boo, boo, boo. Got some monies. It easily holds all of my cards. It's even got my driver's license all cute and pretty up there. And I can wear it like a fanny pack, which I love. I can change the size of the strap, which I love. And the quotes on it, that I love. And here's where money gets really, when we really think about money, gives us, money is permission at the end of the day. And you are not who you are until money doesn't have to give you permission. So this is kind of a weird thing to think about, but you are limited. Who you are and what you want to do and what you want to experience is limited to the amount of money that is available to you. Like I would not be who I was if I hadn't gone to Belize. And I was able to go to Belize because I had enough money to buy a ticket. I had enough money to get the snorkeling and the hotels and all the things that I spent. And at the time I had a job that had unlimited PTO. I had the resources available to say yes to a trip to Belize. But money limits our ability to say yes to things. And this is where we have to make one of the biggest shifts about money, is realizing that money is simply freedom and that money is simply a tool, because we have a lot of beliefs about money is evil. The love of money is evil. Like I talked about earlier, only negative, or you can only make a lot of money if you hurt people. We have a lot of crazy beliefs around money, but we have to also just understand that money is, and a lot of us, even still in my business, I'm still working on the mindset of that money gives me permission to do things. Like I've been working on getting out of this mindset. I want this and I want that, but I wait till I have enough money to begin even thinking about that. And I'm switching my gears to the point where I think about that and then the money comes in. Most of us limit ourselves to what we think is available in terms of the money around us. But who would you be if you didn't have to ask money for permission? What would you experience if you didn't have to ask money for permission? What would you be doing if you didn't have to ask money for permission? Like, these are the kinds of questions and the things that we think about inside the Magic Money membership. And it's a playground of, if money was not something that I had to ask permission for, I would be doing this, I would be doing that. I would be celebrating here, I'd be going there, I'd be buying this, I'd be doing that, I would dress like this, I would look like this. Like, we don't get to be who we truly, truly want to be until we have enough money to do all the things that we want to do. Because even if you have a job for 8 hours a day, you are on someone else's decision about what you're doing, how you're looking, what you're spending your time on, who you're talking to, what activities you're doing. Like, until you have enough money that you don't have to rely on anybody else to dictate your time, you can't really be who you want to be fully and completely. Like, even me still, I'm not exactly who it is I want. I still have to ask money for permission, because if I didn't have to ask money for permission, and I don't ask money for permission in a way, like I really am changing. Like, I'm in the middle of working on changing this belief. Like, we have to understand we hold all these beliefs and they dictate how our lives run. They dictate what happens with us. And until you can change that belief, like one of the beliefs I recently flipped was I make the most money when I'm just being mama, because I was getting to a point where I was feeling a little bit frustrated. There are things I want to do, and there are things that also must be done inside of my business. The Insurance Exam Queen. I have a YouTube channel. I have to have videos that are going up on there often enough to be able to keep the YouTube, channel in the ethers so that people are finding it, right? Like, there's different activities I need to be doing in order to bring sales into my business. And I was getting frustrated, and I also want to grow. Like, I want to make my business huge. I want to become, we are state approved technically, but we don't have a state approved course yet. But I want to become a state approved course, which requires a lot of, paperwork and courses and all this stuff that we don't yet have. And I was pushing it off like so far away, but then my COO, who's amazing at doing all kinds of things, has made it very close and very fast. So, but this is something I want to be able to create more content. I want to be able to make more things to be able to sell on my business and my website. But I was getting frustrated because the baby needed me. or the people that I had hired to help me were not available when I needed them to be available to help me with the baby. David was out hunting, and so there was a good number of days in a row where I was excited about and intending on creating content where I wasn't able to create any content at all, and I had to just be mama. And being mama is my favorite. But there's, I'm also the creative side of me, and I'm also the business side of me. And those sides of me were saddened that we didn't get to play and create. But one of the biggest sadnesses that kind of came from that, and I'm doing air quotes, by the way, for the sadnesses, because it's not a true sadness in my mind. But one of those sadnesses was that also the belief that I could only make more money if I did those things. Like I was holding on a belief that in order to really cross the threshold, because if you follow my journey at all, I made 220 a month in my first month of business. And then I got to a point where I was making about $200 a day, which helped me to replace my corporate income. And then I set this really big goal that I wanted to make $1,000 a day. And I started chanting and I started writing $1,000 day every day, $1,000 day every day, $1,000 day every day. And I put it on my Facebook constantly, $1,000 days every day. And it took a while before I actually hit $1,000 in one day. And then it was like, okay, then we hit like 2 days, 3 days a month. And then we hit like 5 days a month of $1,000 days. And then eventually we hit like 9 days a month of $1,000 days. And it was slow, like not even slowly. Slowly is a horrible word to describe that because I've only been in business for the last 2 years. But eventually we got to the point where $1,000 days became the absolute norm. It's very rare that we make less than $1,000 days at this point. Even the weekends, which used to be really low, this weekend, both were over $1,000. So then we started saying $2,000 days, $3,000 days. Now on average, we're making roughly $3,000 days. And I kind of had this belief that to get up to 4,000, I would need to do something different, create something different, do something more. And then I was frustrating myself by not being able to do it because I had to spend time being mama, which I love being mama. So there's like this so I decided if I can just change my belief that I make the most money while being mama, I won't have any frustrations when I'm hanging out with the baby. Because I want to give all, like when I'm with her, I am with her. I am present with her. My eyes are on her. Like when I'm on mama mode, I am truly on mama mode and I absolutely love it. And I hate to be thinking or worrying about something else when I'm on mama mode. But I was worrying that we couldn't hit $4,000 days enough or fast enough if I wasn't doing something to make that happen. So I made a belief. I posted on Facebook. My new money belief is I make the most money when I'm just being mama. And we have hit $4,000 days multiple times. Even today. Today is a $4,000 day. Woo, woo, celebrate. Woo, woo. I mean, I celebrate every day that I make money. But when I celebrate, every time I get a notification, I get notified with my PayPals. I don't see this. I don't get notified when I make sales on the website, but the PayPal, and every time I get it, I say thank you to the person. I get to see their name and I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I'm celebrating money all day long, but I like to celebrate the big goals like the $4,000 days. And you can see literally, like I'm literally showing you exactly what to do in order to make money. It's not about your system. It's not about your perfect website. It's not about your perfect graphic. It's not about, the whatever it is. It's your beliefs around money. And when you change your beliefs around money, you change the way in which you receive money, how much you receive money, where it comes from. It can come from all over the place. You can get money from anywhere. I literally, 2021, the same year I went to Belize, there was a video on my Facebook. I went live about it because it was so crazy to me. I got a letter from my bank about a loan that I had in like 2011. So this is like 10, 15 years ago. And it said, we miscalculated your loan. Here is $700. I got money from a place I would have never thought that some loan that was paid off years and years and years ago would somehow show up as like $700 in my bank account. Like, that's crazy. Money can come from anywhere. You can find money. I went to an ATM one time and there's $20 sitting in the ATM. Just boom. There, no one else was around. Boom. There's already $20. I'm like, heck yes. Like, money can just show up anywhere. And it's just harnessing that belief and believing that belief and thinking that belief. For me, I've kind of had it as a kid, because anywhere we'd go walking, I would look for money. I would always think, I was like, there's going to be a penny, there's going to be a dime. I would celebrate when I pick up a little quarter. I was always picking up money off the ground. Always. It's still something I do to this day. If I see money, I'm like, heck yes, universe, give me money. Give me money. Free money. Free money. And I would happily pick up a dirty penny off the floor. But I would do it as a kid, and I would always have money available to go buy candy, which was everyone would always like, oh, that is candy. I would save up, because we go to the movie store and there would be a 5-cent jar of like the hot Red Balls or whatever they're called. And so I always believe that money is available to me anywhere. Money is available to me anywhere. And I had to shake off the belief that my business can only hit $4,000 days, that it could only hit 6 figures a month if I did something different. And if I made more content, if I made more videos, if I produced something else that I could sell. I decided to say, you know what? I'm done with that thought, because that thought requires work. If that belief is true, that would mean that I would have to put my baby down, ignore my baby, hire someone else to take care of my baby, that I couldn't be the mama I wanted to be. If that were true, that's what it would take. Because right now, all I can be is mama right now. I want to be with her. I have to be. There's no one else available. There's no other options. So I'm going to be mama right now. And I'm going to decide that I make the most money while being mama. And I took a picture. I put it on Facebook. I said, this is my new belief. And then more and more and more and more $4,000 days come in. So another thing I'm working on, a new belief, a new structure, a way of organizing my life, is there's this, I don't know who he is, because I heard about him from Vision Lakhani, who has Mind Valley, one of the largest self-development platforms out there. But he was talking to a billionaire who said you should have a 3-day work week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday should be your work week. Your weekends are for traveling, and you need a day to go. You need a day to recover. And so Friday through Monday, I want as family time, my time. Tuesday through Thursday are work days. Like, this is where I want to have that in my life. So my schedule was kind of messed up, not working in that regard, because Wednesdays ended up being my days where I'd go into town, go to my chiropractor appointment, get my nails done, go get some shopping done. So I was like, well, if I'm going to have a Tuesday through Thursday work week, I can't be using Wednesday from all my personal stuff. So I'm going to need to move Wednesday to Monday. And so this week was the first week that I was making that happen. So Monday I went into town, got my nails done, went to shopping, got my beautiful, I also made shorter nails so I can type easier. And this is my color, by the way. I always use this color. It's called Peachy Orange by DNS. I literally buy it off of Amazon and give it to my nail guy so I can always have this color. It's even on my toes. But anyway, I switched it over so that Monday was now my day, and then Wednesday would become my new work day. And on Monday, there were moments I was so wrapped, and I hate using the word busy, because when I say busy, you usually have a negative connotation to busy. But when I say I was so busy, what I mean is I was so present in what I was doing. I was hanging out with my daughter. We were going shopping. We were having fun doing our nails. We were doing all kinds of stuff on Wednesday. And I wasn't on my phone. And I had little thoughts like, you need to check on the business. You need to do that. And then I would like, no. Monday, you can't, if you really want your work day to be Tuesday through Thursday, Monday cannot be your work day. You cannot be working today. And there was a thought that goes, but you need to do stuff in order to hit $4,000. And I was like, no. I can make all that money plus more doing what I want to do, how I want to do it, without worrying about doing something to generate more. Okay. And I'm going to go in a minute because I hear my baby wants me. But we ended up doing 3,800 that day. And again, we're averaging 3,000. So we're right. I look at those days as like 4,000 because technically I'd make money in other sources as well. So we always, I round that 3,800 is rounded up, but today was an actual $4,000 day. In fact, let me look, let me refresh my screen. If I refresh my screen, let's see, 4,000, holy moly, we might hit 5. This might be a first $5,000 day. David thought that's what I was celebrating earlier today. Oh, I completely lost my screen. David thought that's what I was celebrating earlier, but it wasn't. All right, I don't know where you guys are. There you are. Okay, I found you again. All right, but anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Magic Money, people in Magic Money get to ask me questions live, come on Zoom, we get to chit chat, we get to talk. That only happens inside the Magic Money membership. So check that out at melissamaydillon.com if you want to really, really talk about this with me. I love you all. Have an amazing day. I got to go be mama and make the most money ever. Bye-bye.